No sound. Thank you, Matt. Okay. And thank you, Marianne, and Yachna, and hi, Michelle. Now I've got an echo on Facebook. Right. Okay. We will get there, honestly. It's amazing that I managed to do the admin for everybody else other than myself. It's when I tune into spirit, everything just goes and can hear me now. Brilliant. Hi, Krish. And Matt Wood, you would like me to connect to your dad in spirit. I can't guarantee that I will be able to do that for you, Matt, but I will certainly try. I've got, as I'm connecting in with you, Matt, I've got a gentleman that would have worn a wedding ring. I know that some men do, and more so now, men wear wedding rings, but my dad never did. It was more of a generational thing. My husband wears one, and the gentleman I've got is coming through wearing a wedding ring. Okay. He's making me aware that with this ring that his fingers got quite puffy, I want to say. Do you know what I mean? That there was swollen, and he found he could move it around a little bit, but he certainly couldn't get it off like I can't get mine off. Okay. He's making me aware that there was fluid retention within his body prior to his passing. That's usually from the heart. I'm not getting heart attack with him, but I do get organ failure, systematic different organs failed prior to his passing there. And I feel that it would have been over a period of time that his body was just breaking down in various different ways. And I get the sense as well, he's making it quite a struggle for me to talk at times, that towards the end there, he'd be struggling with his words. He'd be really having to think to get his words out there. I know you're Matt, but you would understand. Oh, it was a lady who died like that. Okay, this lady must have been close to your dad then. Okay. And very close, because I'm having to separate a little. And I was sorry, Matt. I was saying that you're Matt, but you would understand Matthew as well as a name that would be around your dad. Not necessarily his name, but whether it's his father's name. I get the sense there's it's a name that's been carried on in the family. Whether it's an uncle as well. Okay. Matt, there's an issue around throat here as well. Okay. I don't feel it's the swallowing. There's more of it's making me feel uncomfortable on the left-hand side of my neck here, whether it's glands, whether it's whatever's there. Neck, I'm not a doctor in any shape or form. So would you understand there being an issue with his neck here as well, Matt? Okay. And still trying, right, with the lady who died as I described, would you understand her being of a slender build? Okay. And not too tall. I want about 5'1", 5'2". You're not sure of the neck. Okay. just trying to link in with the lady. And I want to go to December, and I want to go to about December 2nd, 3rd, December 2nd, 3rd, as a wedding anniversary, okay? And I'm really trying to focus back in for your dad with you. This lady is so keen to come in as well, though. But he's kind of saying it's okay, son. It's okay. It's not what he expected. So whether you've been asking him what his transition was like, what heaven, whatever you want to, spirit world is like, it's not what he was expecting. He's absolutely fine. It's going home. It's going home. And he's more him than he ever was on the earth plane. Okay. And he's talking about man up, which I know can be seen as quite a negative phrase in its connotation, but it's as though his attitude on earth plane would be that man up, you know, and it's like that's out the window now. That's out the window. It's about spirit and soul. It's about authenticity. It's about yourself. It is not about doing things for how other people are seeing you. And he really regrets that he's given you the impression with you growing up, it mattered so much about how other people saw you, saw him, and that is having a real impact on you at the moment, and he wants to really pull back from that to enable you to really focus on self and development of self and links with your spirit and your essence and who you really are. Okay, I'm going to leave you with his love and that of the lady that came in too. Thank you for working with me, Matt, and I hope that is giving you some peace there. Okay, a few more hellos. We've got Steve Blennens, Alison Plumley, Rosie, Diane Steele, Tahini, Marianne, Andrea Reese. Right, who am I drawn to here? Who am I drawn to? Shellanne. Shell. Okay. Shall anybody in particular that you would like me to link with? But as I'm saying that, I've got a lady coming in for you anyway. Okay, I feel a sort of grandmotherly energy with this lady, a lady that would have been around you as you were growing up, not a distant grandma as such, but much more involved in your care as a little one growing up, that she would have been involved with in that kind of way. She's making me aware again that she was a slender lady, and she's making me aware of issues, lower stomach issues, okay, lower stomach, gynecological area, that kind of area in the body, issues around there that she had prior to her passing. She's making me aware of 2 children, so I don't know whether it was she was one of 2 or whether she had 2 children. Oh, as I'm saying that, was it you and the child that she was helping bring in? She was supporting as you were growing up, but it's these 2 children that were there. Okay, and she just loves making a fuss. She's would have loved to be the grandma that would have baked, but unfortunately she burnt a lot of things, and I think she still tried to bake, but had a habit of leaving the biscuits in too long, and the cakes would come out flat and things like that. She's just not giving me the sense that she was a massive big cook at all, or if she did, when she did cook, it wasn't always the outcome that anybody wanted, really. Oh, sorry, Rosie, is it my internet connection again? Oh, let me know if it continues, and I'll go at my phone and try and put hotspot on my phone rather than using the Wi-Fi here, because it does kind of lag sometimes. Okay, Charlotte, your gran here is very patient. I'll give her that, because she's just let me deal with that issue and then come back in again, and very polite, and very patient with everybody around her. And this is what she's wanting to bring in for you at the moment, Shell. Just have a bit of patience. You're wanting things and people to make decisions around you quickly, and she's just saying, just have patience. People have their own timescales for a reason, and just let people make their decisions in their time, and just allow that to be, because the more we interfere, the more we push. It's about you rather than enabling them to grow and develop their own pace. Okay, and yes, there might be this urgent feeling that this has got to be done, but double check that's not because of an issue that you've got from your past, rather than it's actually an issue for them, because maybe they just need to go through that as a learning experience, and we can't force learning on other people. They have to go through that experience themselves. Okay, so I hope that makes sense to you, Shell. Lots of love from your gran here. I want to go to July the 27th as a relevant date for you, and I want to go to October for a passing as well, and I want around the 5th or the 15th of October there for a passing, and I feel that would be a gentleman that passed in the October around that date. Okay, so I will leave that with you, Shal, and thank you so much for allowing me to talk with you. Okay, let's see who else we have got. Who's asking from for a mediumship reading? I'm just doing mediumship tonight, so if you've got a loved one in spirit that you would like me to try and link with, I'm not making any promises. It will be Tahini. You'd love a message from your brother Ashley, whose anniversary is tomorrow. Okay. The gentleman that I've got coming through is making me aware of issues around here, please, around his neck, and just a sense of coming in and out of consciousness and blacking out. Okay, and then just light and transitioning. Okay, he's making me aware that you would understand where the depression and the just feeling out of it kind of sensations are around. If you could, you take this. So I have your brother. Thank you. There's something as well with his hands, as though he's bruised his fingers in some way, or there's stiffness in his fingers as well there. And there's this sense of nausea as well that he brings in. And so much grief. So much grief. Okay. But that grief was everybody around him, not him. Okay. Okay. When most spiritualists, as part of their beliefs, believe that as we come into the earth, we come with a predetermined kind of thing we want to learn, and life will give us lots of experiences around those themes of what we want to learn, what we want to experience. Not necessarily learn, but experience. And sometimes those experiences are just too much for us to cope with. Okay. And we can make decisions based upon the fact that it's just too much to cope with, and returning to spirit, because actually it starts to become more damaging for us and the people around. Okay. Now, isn't that interesting that that's how he perceived it, that it was becoming more damaging for the people around him. And he felt that actually his passing enabled a settling of other people, but he hadn't recognized just how much his passing, and you've already mentioned the passing of others, has been affecting people. Okay. But Taheen, you can cope with it. Okay. I know at the moment feeling you can't, but you can. Your higher self is helping you by reaching out to finding places that can give you the strength to cope with this. Okay. Your higher self is putting you on a pathway to find that support, to find that help. And this is why you've fallen into watching these videos and getting involved in a community where your essence, your true spirit is actually the focus, because it's helping you refocus on the core of you to enable you to take the steps that you need to continue in this physical life. Okay. You're not done yet. You're nowhere near done yet on this physical plane. And this is just a blip that's linked to all the grief that's around you. But there are key experiential learning things that you will access through the experiences that you're going through. Okay. And okay, you didn't get to his funeral the day before. Okay. You've already thought this, but you already recognize there are similarities between your baby and your brother. Tahini, don't feel guilty for not going. Nobody is going to make a judgment on you. You had a baby. Gosh, you had a baby. You had your hands full. Your brother didn't need you at the funeral. Okay. It's only people that in physical bodies that need people at funerals. The ones that have passed, they often go to the funeral. Most of the time they go to the funeral. But actually, they're not making judgments on the people that aren't there. Okay. So you do. And there are essence similarities. They are part of a soul family, your baby and your brother. Okay. And your brother will always be around your little one, offering support and winding them up at times as well. Okay. And just bringing in so much love, because the side to your brother that was the angry, the rude, I want to say at times, from the way he's saying it, is not the true him. You saw through all of that anyway, and he's not like that anymore. That was just part of the physical world's experiences that were putting that on him. Okay, but but don't worry, he's a good guy for your little one. Okay. And watch out for when they start talking about your brother. And as a friend, just coming to talk to him. Okay. I'm going to leave him with all of his love, Taheen, and thank you for letting me work with you. Okay, right. Who else have we got? Hi, Krish. Hi, Corey. Alison, Krish, Rhiannon, Tony, Corey, Wendy. Sorry, Wendy, I'm just doing mediumship readings tonight rather than psychic readings. Let's see who else. So I'm just waiting to see. Marianne, you want your grandmother, your daughter, or your auntie? Okay. Let's see who wants to come through out of that lot. Okay, right. Okay, perhaps it's your daughter. The reason I say that is I've got a little girl coming through. Okay. Now I don't. Okay. You sense spirit yourself, don't you? And this little girl I've got certainly helps with that energy for you to sense spirit. And okay. I presume you mean you'd have no females around you on the earth plane, because you've got females around you in spirit to talk to. Okay. Right. Sorry, I'm getting a bit bombarded because I'm getting, with the three, I'm getting all three, and their energies are quite mixed up, because there's elements that are very similar to each other. In terms of your grandmother, your auntie, your daughter, that there's certain energies that link them together and therefore separating them is interesting. Okay, love to learn. Right, if I can start with your grandmother. With your grandmother, she's making me aware of feeling quite dizzy. Okay. Prior to her passing, she would have had dizzy spells, and she'd she'd hold on to things to steady herself. And she would have I don't want to say blackouts, but it's like everything would stop, and her mind would just stop, and she'd just go blank, and she'd have to pull herself together again. okay? And you'd understand is it Frank that was around your grandmother? She's also made me aware of a pain in the left of her back as well. And you'd understand she had mental health issues, and that's blanking, yes. You'd understand her having cancer as well, please, or have I moved on to your aunt here? And I feel the cancer would have started in gynecological areas, but then spread. And I feel that it would have been in her bones as well, because I've got her feeling very, very fragile. Oh, right, it was your daughter. Oh, sorry, Melissa. It was your daughter that had the cancer. Okay. As I said, they're coming very close together, and I think it's because you asked for all three, and all three come in. So I'm getting bits of evidence for each of them. Okay. They're kind of all talking at the same time as well. Marianne, I know you're saying you've got no one to talk to around you, but it's like you're obviously into the internet, because you wouldn't be here if you weren't. And there's a lot of social things on the internet as well as, and if you'd rather stick to the social elements of spiritualism stuff, there's some of the churches that have chat evenings, Zoom evenings, and things like that, where certainly friendships have, especially since lockdown, have really developed and grown, and it's an area for you to explore, because the last thing these three ladies want is for you to feel lonely. Okay, and I know from what they're saying and what you've said, you do feel very lonely, and it's about you reaching out and finding people to touch, because at times you become quite withdrawn, and when you're withdrawn, people don't like to intrude, so they don't like to intrude onto you, and that just compounds that sense of loneliness, doesn't it, for you? And that female energy can feel quite different from male energy at times, but obviously there are some males who have quite strong female energy around them, some females that have quite strong energy around them. So just watch out where it possibly there's a friendship with a male with a strong female energy coming in, because I feel they could be a really good friend for you, okay? Because they, even though they're male, they do have a strong female energy about them and do understand, okay? So chatty, so chatty. Okay, I'm going to leave that with you, Marianne. Know your female relatives are around you, but it is about reaching out to people on the earth plane that will resolve that sense of loneliness. And another, the male that I'm talking about wouldn't be in a personal romantic relationship sense. I don't feel that. It's much more a friendship. Okay, right, Melissa, yours has just popped up and I just got pulled into it. I'd love to connect to my nana who passed. Felt the time of passing in my dream at the actual time she died. Okay, let's see. Right, Melissa, if I'm connecting to the right lady with you, with your it being your nana, you would understand your nana carrying a bit of weight on her prior to her passing, and she's giving me the sense that she, other than when she was very young, she would have carried, she's saying it was once she'd had, was it one child or two? I don't get the sense that she had many children, but it was after she'd had a child that she actually started to put the weight on. She was never able to lose that weight throughout her life. Okay, and she does give me the sense that you were very close. There was a connection between you where you kind of understood each other at a kind of soul level, in ways that you didn't connect to your mum in the same way. You connected with your nana in that way, and whenever you needed some solace in your life, you know, if things were going wrong, it tended to be your nana that you went to rather than your mum. And she just got this incredible bond with you, this loving bond with you. She's going shh, shh, as though there's, in your mind recently, everything has just been buzzing around and there's just not peace of mind, and she's just going shh, just to calm your mind and calm yourself, calm your spirit. Okay, because everything's up here and she wants you just to calm. Now, for me, to get that calm, it's about reaching out into nature, touching nature, going for walks among the trees, hug a tree, barefoot in the sand. So you must live near a beach, or you would understand where there would be a beach connected with you and Nana, because I was going to say take your shoes and socks off and walk in the grass, but she took that image away and put you on a beach and getting the sand in between your toes and really grounding yourself in that experience of being on the beach and just listening to the waves and allowing all of that clutter absorbed through the sand and allowing you to be much more at peace. And it's when you find that peace from within. The tag at the bottom is about my new, oh, she took you to the beach every summer, my book, Universal Spirit Awakening. And there's exercises in there that you can do that will actually help just to calm that mind, settle that mind down, and start touching spirit, your own spirit first. Okay, once you recognize your spirit, then you can sense other spirits around you. But it's much stronger if you can really sense your own spirit first. Okay, I want to give you so much love from Nana. I'd given the last lady July the 27th, so I don't know why I'm ringing. Would you understand July 17th, please? And a birthday in August, and I want to go to around the 15th, 16th of August, and also an anniversary of a passing around this time now. We're 29th, so I want to pass in around the 30th of May as well. Okay, and I'm not sure whether it's a lady or a gentleman with that passing. Okay, but I will leave all of that with you, Melissa, and thank you. Oh, that's lovely. You're calm when you're in your flower garden and a plant I planted blooming. Yeah, I can imagine that. That's absolutely gorgeous. And what she's showing me, these great big blooms, especially a red one. Beautiful red one there. Okay. Not July. You can't place the July. Okay. Have a look for it around your nun rather than necessarily yourself, but I'll leave those dates with you, and thank you for working with me. Okay, right, let's see who else we've got. Keep on commenting, please, because it's a bit of a challenge for me to keep looking up and down. Right, Rhiannon, you'd love me to connect with Peter or your bumpy. Right. Oh, it's your dad who passed in August, her son. Okay. Right, Rhiannon. Peter. Okay, if I've got the right gentleman, Rhiannon, you'd understand Peter as a sucker, because he's got me to sit with arms like that and a cigarette like that. And he'd use the cigarettes as a thinking tool, as such that he just, and sit and think. It would be an excuse for him to have a break thing. But in that break, he just, take his time, just to be one with the world. Would that make sense? He's not a gentleman that is giving me the sense that would have panicked about stuff, would have got annoyed about things. He's just not, he's pretty chilled, really. It would have taken an awful lot to get him riled about anything, really. And he's talking about his children being the absolute world to him. But he's not giving me the sense that he would have been a dad with really strict boundaries. When you're getting up to the line, he kind of, careful, and that would be enough to pull everybody back in. I think the dog would annoy him. And he couldn't abide yappy dogs. He couldn't abide yappy dogs. Lucy, your messages are getting through. It isn't only for subscribers. What happens with the subscribers is that you will get notification of when the live's on, and you get the schedule for the week as well, so you can plan ahead of when you want to come in and see when we're having readings, and also it's often I'll do extra readings on there from time to time. Oh, hi Nico. Nico's popped in. Hi Nico. Nico does trance on a Sunday night with us, so Rhiannon, I'm not surprised you miss it, because he is such a lovely gentleman. He's saying about the smoking, but he knows it was his fault. He got the cancer, and he's giving me the sense that just everything that spread, and it spread quite quickly as well for him, and therefore the goodbyes and preparing people for him going, it will happen so quickly, really. And he really regrets that. He really regrets that he wasn't able to be there for longer for people. And he realizes how foolish he's saying, how foolish to make those decisions. Okay, he's making me aware he likes shots as well. Well, not no, not shots. Shots are a modern thing, aren't they? Where you knock them back. The you know, I don't. Is it whiskey or is it brandy? Something like that. That he'd have just a small glass of, and he'd take his time sipping that as well. That should be a memory with that. Okay, Rhiannon, you would understand January, and I want to go to around the I'm getting the 20th and the 29th of January. And so you would understand, I think you would understand both of them, one being a anniversary of a passing and the other being a birthday. No idea which way around it is. And you would understand the new, the oh, you poured whiskey on his grave. That's why he's bringing it in. Okay, but you'd understand where there's a new baby being born as well, a new baby, and because they're giving me this celebration, there's a new baby being born, and the new baby is going to very, very much take after your grampy. Okay, Bumpy, you just watch out for the characteristics of this new little one. Birthday's in January. Okay, he was born just after his death. There we are. All right, just so much love for you, Rhiannon, and know that you're very much on the right path. Stop doubting yourself all the time. That's what they say. Why are you doubting yourself? You've got such a strong sense of initiative, knowledge, inner knowledge, you know, and trust your instincts. Really trust your instincts, because you've got good instincts. Okay, and take the love of the spirit world into your life with you, because they're strong around you. All right, so I'm going to leave you with the love, and thank you for working with me. Okay, let's see who else would like a reading. I'll just put a different banner up. Let's see who I'm drawn to. Okay, Auntie Teresa. Okay, I like to challenge myself when I'm doing readings, because I don't do them that often other than on Zoom for services and charity events. I don't do private readings. So if you ever get contacted by anyone saying that they are Veronica Jenkins and they're offering you a reading, report them, because they're lying and they're a scammer. Okay. So I just do these. So when I do them, I like to challenge myself. So just tell me who you are, because I really like to hone in on that mediumship skill of getting who people are asking for. Can't guarantee it though. So Krish, Auntie Teresa. Teresa, if I've got Teresa here for you, I've got a lady who was more than a bit of a character, a real character in herself. Nico, stop being funny. Teresa, a real character here, and she would wear quite distinctive clothing as well. Okay, and she's giving me the sense that in her younger days she was quite a stunner, and she could really get away with outlandish clothing, and it's almost as she grew older, she just kept on wearing the weird and wonderful clothing that she really got into wearing. It was her. She could wind people up. She used to enjoy winding people up, and she's also giving me the sense that she could make a drink last for the evening to give the impression that she was a drinker, and she wasn't a drinker at all, but she'd always have a drink in hand and give the impression, and she'd be, you know, taking a little sip from it and all the rest of it. But I don't feel she was a drinker at all, and this was just a front that she played because she knew socially, and especially the group that she socialized with, expected people to be drinkers. So isn't that funny? Isn't that interesting that she's doing that? But right, she's particularly brought that in, Krish, because you would understand the situation around you at the moment where there's expectations upon you, okay? And social expectations in the same way that she was playing up to these social expectations of the drink. And there's these social expectations on you, not necessarily the drink ones, but something else there that where you're feeling you're being socially expected to fit in. So you're adjusting your behaviour like your aunt did to try and fit in more. And she's saying, give it up, okay? Be you. Be you totally, okay, Krish? You will get more respect from that and more recognition, and you will feel better in yourself if you did, because your aunt's like saying she didn't listen to anybody else in her clothing, very flamboyant and all the rest of it. So looking back, she has no idea why she played this game with the drink, because actually she would have been better off being very over the top the other way and saying, well, I don't drink, I'm going to have, you know, this instead, and making a point of it being different from everybody else. And she's very much saying, yeah, be your own person. All right. So I'm going to, and Krish, before I leave, she does still influence you as well. Oh, I'm being drawn to my stones, my crystals that I've got around here. I can't quite reach. But so I know that, have you been starting to use crystals and being drawn to different types of crystals? Because I feel it's your auntie that's working with you with this. And just allow, when you want to work with this crystal, just sit yourself down, go into a meditative state and call your auntie in and just recognize her character and her characteristics, and bring her in, and she will help you with those crystals. Okay, so I will leave that with you, Krish, and thank you for working with me. Okay, there was somebody. Yeah, you do use crystals. Brilliant. Okay, there was somebody I just connected. Lucy, your mum died years ago. Can you connect with her? Her name is Angie. Okay, let's see whether I can get your mum in. Right. Lucy, I can see from your photo you've got blonde hair, and the lady that I've got has blonde hair. All right. The lady I've got was a smoker. I feel that she was probably a size 12, but going towards a 14 around her middle. And she struggled. She felt bigger than she was. She felt she was bigger than what she was. She struggled at times with how she felt her body looked. She worried about it. And she's making me aware of wearing blue eyeshadow, quite strong blue eyeshadow. There must be photographs, Lucy, of, if this is your mum, of her with this blue eyeshadow, and her hair, and she was really pretty lady, actually, really pretty lady. But at times, I'm not sure that she felt she was okay. I feel that if that her relationship with her mum at times could be difficult, because I feel her mum would, I feel your mum would feel her mum bullied her a bit at times, would be very critical. She probably wouldn't use the word bully, but that's basically what it was, because I feel that she would be hypercritical about your mum, and therefore your mum didn't always feel as positive about herself, because she'd just grown up being criticised for different things. Okay. I feel that her father was a lot kinder towards her, but it's like a mum stood in the way of that, and at some level your grandma was jealous of the relationship between your mom and her father, your grandfather. Okay. I've got this massive yeah, I can understand that, because I've got this massive anxiety within my chest there, and to the point of difficulty with breathing and panic attacks. Okay, so I don't know whether this is your mum or you are actually suffering from panic attacks at the moment, because it's really difficult to think because of the panic that's being felt here. Okay. And with that, obviously, a lot of depression as well. All right. So yeah, your granddad was lovely. Okay. And your mum and your granddad are very much together in spirit. She had to wait for quite a while for him to pass, because I feel that she passed before him. Would that make sense? And you would understand an anniversary coming up at 31st of May. You would understand 31st of May being a relevant date, if not with around you directly, but around your mum there. Okay. Know that your mum leaves you messages, and always has. She's talking about daisies, that daisies would be a flower that you'd always feel attracted to, and at times that you've felt really sad, there's been daisies around, and it's her trying to cheer you up, you know, and seeing the beauty in nature. And oh no, Grandad passed before. Okay. Would you understand another gentleman that passed before your mum then, please? That a gentleman that she would have had a close relationship with, that she really missed when, no, sorry. There's a gentleman that she had a close relationship with who she passed before, okay? I presume that would therefore be your dad, maybe. But there's this close relationship because, okay, but your granddad's passed now. Yeah. Sorry, I'm getting all confused here as well. So she must have, prior to her passing, your mum must have got very confused about things. Things weren't just weren't making sense for her. Weren't making sense at all. And things would get very, very jumbled up for her, because that's what I'm experiencing, and that's how my mediumship works. Oh, right, there we are. Her twin. Okay. You would also understand this as well. Lucy, the love that, oh, she's talking about angels as well, that you've always been attracted to angels, angel pictures, and the angel vibrations. And that, again, has been very much your mum's influence on you there, because she comes around and wraps you in her angel's wings, okay? And with that, I will leave you with her love, Lucy, and thank you for working with me. Okay, folks, just about time for me to go. If you're interested in developing your awakening, and that's what I mean by that is your relationship with your spirits, your essence that is inside of you, that is your eternal part of you, then this is a kind of guidebook, lots of exercises, gives you the history. It helps you through those exercises much more to be in contact with your own essence, but also what that essence that many people will call God as well. So it's useful. So I'm just trying to remove that. Okay, there we are. And I've also brought my diary through, wherever on earth I have put it. I thought I brought it through to tell you who is on tomorrow, and I obviously haven't brought it through with me, I'm afraid. And it's Friday tomorrow, so we have a reader at 4 o'clock. We've got healing at 6 o'clock on Zoom with Peter. We have 7 o'clock readings with Monday, and 8 o'clock we've got Jennifer Rose, who streams onto online live psychic readings as well. Okay, so lots happening tomorrow. More than welcome to pop onto online live psychic readings to come and watch them. If you'd like to become a subscriber, which helps me pay for the StreamYard to do all the things, then just go on to online live psychic readings, click on the subscribe button, and pay your 99p for the month. And it just helps me pay for StreamYard, as I say. It means that you will get notifications of when the lives are happening, and there's a weekly schedule on there. And I occasionally pop on enough readings out there. Okay, not live ones, but you know, when I was doing my totem, which seems to have gone on back burner a bit, when I was doing my totem cards, doing totem readings for people, I often will do one card pulls for questions, things like that. Okay, so you're getting something for your buck. So thank you ever so much for joining. I hope that you've had a lovely evening. Oh, and I am posting a lot more on TikTok at the moment as well. I've found StreamYard will give me little clips that I can then post. Nico, I was going to message you about it. Little clips onto TikTok. Okay, so I'm going to be doing that more and more. So there's 3 or 4 things a day that will be posted up on TikTok. So enjoy. Thank you so much, as I say, for joining, and I will see you soon. Bye.